Good evening, everybody. How are you all? Are you good? Happy? Everyone good? Yes, I'm fine, thank you. I'm in Auckland. Where are you? Auckland, okay, good. What part of Auckland? West, same as me, Henderson. Newland, all right. Okay, all right. Tonight we're looking at reading and we're looking at one type of question, which is the matching sentence endings. Oh, whoopsie daisy. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Okay. Oh, what's happening here? Hang on, no, I don't want to do that. One moment, guys. Let me just. No, that's not right. Hang on a second. I just want to make that a little bit bigger. Oh. Hang on. This seems a little bit small, the screen. Hang on one moment. I'm just going to get more shed to help me. I want the screen to be a bit bigger. Maybe if I make that smaller. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. No. I do that. Oh, where am I? One moment, guys. Just one moment. Sorry, just got to do something with the screen. For some reason, my Word document looks quite small, but I don't know if it's always like that or whether it can be a bit bigger. Is it always that size?
Can you click here?
Oh, no, that's not quite. For some reason, it seemed, last time it just seemed to be bigger, you know?
Might be this is for the size.
Yeah, okay, it's all right. We'll just keep going. I think I can still see it, so yeah. It's just quite small, but it's okay. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
They can see properly.
They can see. Yeah. Can everyone see my screen? Navpreet and Maria, Kashmira, Ben. Can you see my screen? Is it clear? Yes, ma'am. All right. So you can see my screen. It's nice and clear. Very clear. Great. Okay. So tonight we're looking at one of the types of questions for reading, which is called matching sentence endings. So what will happen is in the question, you will get part of the sentence that you will need to complete with another part of a sentence. So we'll just have a quick look to show you what that looks like. So for example, moving on. So say we're looking here, question number 1, strawberries may help to, and then you would be given a choice to choose the rest of the sentence. Okay, so it's basically making a complete sentence based on the information in the text. But there are other things that are equally important as finding the information in the text, and that is your grammar knowledge. So your grammar knowledge is very important for this type of question, because you need to know what words can go together. All right. So for example, if you've got a word, part of a sentence that ends in to, then you would need to find a sentence beginning that starts with a verb. All right. So those little things that you may not know now, they're really important. So grammar knowledge is quite important for this type of task. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to look at, just some tips for this type of question. The first point is that the answers to the questions are in the same order in the text as they are in the questions. So the answer to question 2 will be after the question, after the answer to question 1, and so on. So what you're going to do is you're going to locate question 1 first, and then you know where to begin. All right, so normally you start with the first question. The next strategy that they recommend is that you try to predict how each sentence will end. Oops, sorry. Oh, can everyone see? I'm sort of changing it a little bit. So try to predict how each sentence will end before you look at the endings. And so that's basically what I'm talking about here, is your grammar knowledge. Sometimes we can predict the ending to a sentence based on our grammar knowledge. Okay, so that will become a bit clearer as we move along in the lesson. So point number 3, start with the incomplete sentences first before you look at the endings or the text. All right, so let's just look at that again. Start with the incomplete sentences. So you start at the beginning of the sentence rather than the ending. So to make that a bit clearer, let me just jump over to let me just jump over to, oh, wait a minute. Oh, sorry. Hang on a second. Oh, I see what I've done. Okay, hang on. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, sorry guys. I'm having a bit of a problem here with my the size of the screen. Hang on. That's too big. That needs to be smaller. Oh, no, that's good. Oh, good. Yeah, that's gone too. Hang on a minute. Sorry, guys. Now I know what I'm doing. Okay, great. Now we're on to it. Okay. So for example, when you're looking at the beginning of the sentence, such as here, strawberries may help too, ... That's what they're talking about with starting at the beginning of the sentence rather than looking at the end of the sentence. Does that make sense? It's quite common knowledge. It's common sense, I suppose. Start at the beginning before you go to the next part of the sentence. Okay, so that's point number 3. Start with the incomplete sentences first before you look at the endings or the text. There are more endings than required. This is important. So sometimes we are given more choices. More choices than we need. Okay, now that makes it a little bit harder in the sense that, you know, some of our choices, some of our options we're not going to need at all. All right. Are there any questions at the moment or comments? Questions or comments? Okay, all good to go. Right, so point number 4. Kashmir Rabban, you have a question. Just an example. Yeah. No worries. So you want an example from me just now, just to help with that? Yeah. Okay. So what they're suggesting is that when you start answering the questions, that you go directly to the beginning of the sentence before you look at the end. It's just really common sense, I suppose. So in other words, we're not going to look at the answer or we're not going to look at the second part of the question before we look at the first part. We're always going to start with the first part of the sentence, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Okay, all right. So the next point to consider is, what number are we up to? All right, we're up to number 4. So number 4, think of synonyms and paraphrases that the examiners could be using instead of exactly the same words. So basically what this means is that in our questions or in our sentences that we're given to match up, it may not be exactly the same word as what we're looking for in the passage, in the text. So we're going to need to have some synonyms. We need to know some other words which have the same meaning. Okay, so for example, in our question, we might have the word engineer. No, that's not the right spelling. We might have the word engineer, okay? But in the text, we might find the word designer. So engineer, designer, although they are not exactly the same, they do have the same kind of meaning, right, of designing something. So that's what we're talking about with synonyms, is that you need to be thinking of possible other words that you may find in the text instead of the words in the question. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, so point number 5. Yeah, all right, point number 5. All of the sentence endings appear in the text. So what that means is you basically do not have to imagine what the sentence might be. All right, it will always be in the text in some way or another. Either it's got a synonym or it's been paraphrased, but it has that information will always be in the text. Okay, all of the sentence endings appear in the text, but you don't need to read all of them, just the ones that you decide to match with the incomplete sentences. So this is what we're talking about, and we talk about this every week, is that we're talking about the skill of scanning. So when we scan, we're looking for certain information, okay? Just certain information which matches the information in our question. And let me just clarify that the word question is anything that we're asked, given a sentence, still considered a question. Hope that makes sense. Okay, number 6, when highlighting keywords, it's often a good idea to highlight any names, including place names or dates. And the reason for this is, so this is obviously if you're doing your paper-based test, you've got your pen or pencil and you can put a big circle around any key words or dates or names, but also when you're doing the CDI computer delivered test, you can use the mouse and right click, and you can highlight anything on your computer. So that's to make sure that we can go back to those names or dates or places quickly. Okay. Now, this is a really important number 7. Don't just match words. So in other words, don't just rely on your grammar knowledge to complete the sentence. Make sure the meaning in the reading text matches. So that means that you have to double check that the information is correct, not just grammatically, but also that it's the correct answer from the text. In other words, you have located the right information in the text, okay? Because you will often get more than one choice, which is grammatically okay. Sometimes we'll get 2 options, which are very good and very suitable grammatically, but don't ever think that you can just choose one or the other. You have to go back to the text and you have to read through and find that the information matches the sentence. They also recommend that you spend more time on the first question because this is the most difficult. That's what they say. You have lots of different options for the first question and it will take you more time. So that's probably the reason why it is the hardest, because you have all of these other choices. You know, you have maybe 8, 9, 10 choices that you need to go through one by one to decide which is the best answer. And obviously the last question should take you much less time because you have fewer options to choose from. Okay, does that make sense, everybody? Any questions? Okay, great. Let's move on. So we're going to have a look at a text now. My suggestion always is that you take a couple of half a minute just to quickly look at the title to get some understanding of the topic, just to work out whether it's to do with the environment or education or politics or technology or sports or medicine. So basically looking at the topic at the very beginning will help you just locate or kind of orientate yourself a bit better. Okay, so what words do you recognize in the title? You can type them into the text box for me. What would be one of the main words there? Mm-hmm. Compound, okay. Even before compound, Maria, is there another word there that orientates us a bit more to the topic? Because compound is quite a general word. Have another go, have another go. What other word in the topic do you recognize? Do you know this word? Strawberries? Okay, so yeah, we know the word strawberries. It's a type of fruit. All right, so this is sort of like our central idea is about strawberries. That's the noun, the thing. And then they're talking about a compound in strawberries may prevent cognitive decline. Does anyone know what cognitive means? To do with what part of the body? Okay, it's to do with the brain. To do with your brain. So cognitive ability is all to do with your brain and how well you can think. All right, so it's to do with the brain. All right, so basically, now that we have an idea of the topic, we don't need to spend any more time reading. We go straight to our first question. And our first question is all about strawberries may help to. So strawberries may help to. So notice this word may, and notice this word help, but also notice the fact that they've used a preposition to, which means that we have got to follow on with a verb. Okay, because to plus verb. So then we go back, then we go and we look at our choices. All right, so remember, we are looking for the completion of the sentence which starts with a verb. So have a quick look there at our options. Our options are A, to be over the age of 60 by the year 2050, and then go through and decide which are the possible choices. We're looking for a verb. So just if you think that you might be able to choose one or two of the letters here as a possible answer. Strawberries may help too. And what are our choices? B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, or J. What letter? Good. All right, so we'll pop that in. So we've got letter H is a possibility. Anything else? So this is the first part of the sentence. Kashmirabin, can you see this page? Oh, okay. What can you see? What can you see? Oh, you can't. Okay, how about you, Maria? What can you see? Okay, Kashmira Ben, I'm not sure what the problem is for you, but if you can't see the page, there's probably a problem with your screen, because the other students can see they can see me and they can see the document. Because Maria can see both, but Kashmira Ben, you can't see the document. I'm not sure what the problem is there for you. Wouldn't even know where to start looking for that. Oh, is that what she needs to do, Maria? Does Kashmira Ben need to check if she's minimized the document? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I see. I've never done this with Big Blue Button. Mm. Yeah, like I don't know. Oh, is there? So yeah, have a look at your document, Kashmira Ben, see if there's something there that you can make a bit bigger. Okay. All right, keep looking. May need to just have a play around with the things on your screen. Oh, goody. Yay, you got it. Well done. Okay. All right. So our first sentence is strawberries may help too. And then we look at our choices, and our choices are H, because we've got to may be able to cure diseases suffered by the elderly. So what's really important is that we go back to the text with this information. So we're looking at H, cure diseases suffered by the elderly, and we need to go back to the text and find that information just to double check that it's correct. Okay, so we're going to go back and we'll just have a look at the first part here. Okay, so can anybody see a word in this part that matches part of the sentence in H? Okay, so in H we have this word elderly, right? Elderly. In the text, can you find a word that's similar and type it in the box? Yeah, associated with elderly. Aging, correct. Well done, Nafri. So yeah, there is our word there. That's the synonym for the elderly. And it does say here, a compound found in strawberries and other fruit may help prevent cognitive decline. So our answer H is correct. And we've checked it in the text. So we'll go on to the next sentence now. Number 2, in non-human test, fisetin was shown. Okay, so here we have the past participle of the verb to show. All right, so what can happen after a past participle is we might be able to have a preposition to and then a verb. So let's go and have a look at our options now. Was shown. So we can go down and we can, obviously we don't have H anymore, cross that out. So we've got a choice of A was shown to be over the age of 60 by the year 250. So grammatically that one can work. What about B? Do you think B is a possibility? Or C? Was shown Was shown is our beginning part. Was shown may be described. That doesn't really work. Was shown to reduce swelling of an organ. That could work. So C is a possibility. Yeah, C is a possibility. Good. Is there anything else in terms of grammar? So anything else that would work for grammar? Because sometimes we need to look at all of the possibilities. J was shown are highly toxic. Okay, all right. J, no, J is not a completion to that sentence. So like I've shown you the beginning part here, or not the beginning, but the end of the sentence is a past participle here, shown. And usually what happens after a past participle is we have the preposition to followed by a verb. So yeah, it looks like our only choice is C, to reduce swelling, but we just need to make sure we don't ever just rely on our grammar. We go back to the text. To reduce swelling of an organ. So let's go back and have a look for that information. Okay. Sorry, I've forgotten what the question is. Okay. In non-human tests, fisetin, so we're looking for fisetin in non-human tests. Fisetin in non-human tests. All right, let's go and find fisetin first. So here's fisetin. Oh, here it is here. Okay, so go back to our question again. We have to double check in non-human tests. So this is important. Non-human tests. Fisetin was shown. Okay, so there we are. We've got our example of non-human, which is the mouse. And so, yep, our answer is definitely C because we have checked it in the text as well. Everyone happy with that? Because we've checked it in the text. So you see the importance of grammar knowledge at the same time checking the information in the text. So what happens if you really don't have the grammar knowledge to help you with that? You can just obviously just have to look in the text and try and find the information there. Okay, let's look at the next one. Number 3, specialists believe. We'll go down, we have a look at A. Specialists believed to be over the age of 60 by the year 2050, or specialists believe B, D, E, F, G, I, or J? Yeah, believe. Okay, so you're thinking believe more testing should be carried out. Okay, F, right, that's working grammatically. So now we just need to go back and check this information. More testing should be carried out. So go back and find experts believe. Okay, just going through and we're scanning for experts. Okay, so there it is there. There hasn't been enough serious testing of the compound. So our information is there and we can say that it matches our sentence. So our sentence for number 3 is F. Okay, so sentence number 4. Fisetin has. All right, so what can we put after the word has? We've got lots of options. So fisetin has to be over the age of 60. Fisetin has may be described. Fisetin has an increasing problem around the world, or fisetin has been studied for over 10 years. Fisetin, the predicted burden on health, or fisetin are highly toxic, or fisetin controlled testing of fisetin on people. Okay, which ones do you think are possible out of those choices? So can we look at A again? To be over the age of 60. Fisetin has to be over the age of 60. Does that work? What would your choice be? Anybody suggest a letter? Could be D or E. Okay, so let's look at D first. Fisetin has an increasing problem around the world. That's kind of not quite, it doesn't really make sense. Fisetin has an increasing problem. Something has an increasing problem. It's not, we don't really use the verb to have an increasing problem. We say is an increasing problem. So probably not C. And so your choice is D. So fisetin has, Navpreet, you're thinking B. Fisetin has may be described as a new superfood. So we've got has and may. They don't go together. So we need to have another verb. Fisetin has, okay, let's think about E. Fisetin has been studied for over 10 years. So if we put E in the box, and now go back and check it. So fisetin has been studied for over 10 years is what we're looking for. All right, so let's look for 10 years, 10 years, 10 years. Can't see anything there for 10 years. There we go. There's our answer there, for more than a decade. Okay, so our answer matches the text that's written there. Any questions at the moment? Any questions? All okay? Okay, so then we move on to question number 5. Maha wants to soon begin. So after the word begin, what do you think we need? We need a preposition to, maybe, and then plus a verb. Or we could have a noun, begin something. All right, so Maha wants to soon begin. Let's look at our choices. B, D, so we've done E, so D, G, I, or J. Which one makes sense? I, okay, yeah, nice. I, yeah. Yeah, that's right, it is. Okay, so Maha wants to soon begin controlled testing. So there's a noun there, controlled testing of fisetin on people. Okay, so we just go back and check it in the text. We're looking for the word Maha, which is the name of the person. There it is there. Maha said the differences between the two groups are striking. Okay, all right, keep going. While Maha acknowledges that mice are not people, she is confident that there are enough similarities to warrant a closer look at the compound. We think fisetin warrants a closer look. Okay, and here is the information here that matches that sentence. The next step, Maha hopes, is to partner with another company or group to conduct human trials on the compound. Okay, so it matches our information perfectly. So the answer is I. All right, number 6, Alzheimer's is, so we've got choices B, we've got A, Alzheimer's is, so there's A, or B, or D, or G, or J? So the answers are, so we're having fewer and fewer choices, which is making it a lot easier for us. Correct. Well done. D. Now, by this stage, yes, I'd still recommend that you go back and you check it in the text. All right. And so we're just going to do a quick check that it does say that Alzheimer's is becoming a problem around the world. Let me quickly find that. So we're looking for Alzheimer's. Okay, Alzheimer's is there. A growing problem as the world's population continues to age. Okay, so we had found it in the text, which is great. We can be happy that our answer is D. Number 7, almost a quarter of the world's population is predicted. So we've got A, B, we haven't got D anymore, G or J. A. All right, you think A. Almost a quarter of the world's population is predicted to be over the age of 60 by the year 2050. Okay, this is really quite an easy one, right? Because predicted means into the future, and then we've got a future reference there. So yeah, our answer is A. And let's just go back and find it in the text. It's good practice to always look back in the text. So 2050 is what we're looking for here. All right, here we go here. So 1 in 8 people in the world is over the age of 60. By 2050, UMPA estimates that 22% of the population will be 60 and older. So there's our information there. So yes, we can be happy that we've chosen the right letter. Okay, question number 8, a reduction in the number of cases of cognitive diseases suffered by the elderly will reduce, we've got B, G or J. G. Okay, the predicted burden on health services in the future. Let's just go back and check. So a reduction in the number of cases of cognitive diseases suffered by the elderly will reduce the predicted burden. Okay, let's go back and check it. It's not there. We've got Alzheimer's may begin to decline. A decline in Alzheimer's and dementia may help reduce. Okay, so that's it there. So it is absolutely correct. Our answer is correct. It's quite straightforward, do you think, girls? Oopsie. Oh my goodness, that didn't come out very well at all. So we will forget that. So ladies, it's all ladies, right? Kashmira Ben, Maria, Nafpreet, you're all ladies? I'm not very good with names, so I don't know. Yeah, okay. All right. Now, on a scale of, okay, so do you think that these questions were quite easy, medium, or hard? Which one do you think the questions were today? Easy, medium, or hard? Easy or medium or hard? Okay. All right. So what do you think is going to make it hard? If you get given sentences where there is more than one choice grammatically, so when there is more than one choice, I'll just type that in. More than one choice that works grammatically, what should you do? So in other words, if you have, let's say, 3 choices that are possible, what's the next thing that you have to do? Any suggestions? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well done. So yeah, obviously reading the text is essential. You have to go back and cross-check. But the other problem is that when you're given more than one choice, sometimes both of the answers will be in the text, and maybe in two different places. But in two different places. That's why it's what we call a trick. Okay, it's going to be a trick, or it's going to be like a trick to make you think that you can find the answer really quickly, but you can't. So what we've looked at today is probably on a scale, probably in terms of what you would find in an IELTS test, is probably considered easy, what we did today. Yes, that's right, Maria. See if another question matches one there. So I don't want you to think that you can always get the answers quickly based on grammar, all right? So it really comes down to grammar knowledge first. But reading or scanning the keywords in the question. Oh, sorry, my spelling's not very good. Scanning keywords in the text that match the question is even more important. Okay, does everyone understand what I'm trying to say here? Yeah, because it is a reading comprehension test. So basically they're testing your reading ability rather than your grammar. But it's also important to have good grammar and a wide range of vocabulary. But what we've looked at tonight is probably on a, if we're looking at hard, medium, easy, this would be considered quite easy. And unfortunately, the one text that I wanted to move on to now, you can see the quality of the script of the text is absolutely terrible. So we can't continue with this. But this is going to be a good how it, how hard, how a little, it can be a bit harder. So I'm really sorry, ladies, that will not happen tonight, simply because the format and the resolution is so poor. Does anybody have any questions in general about the reading test? Maybe we could just have question and answer now. Can all answers for fill in the blanks be written in caps for computer-based? Oh, that's a really interesting question. To be honest, Maria, I can't give you that answer because I don't mark reading, but I would say that the general rule for caps is that it's always the beginning letter of your sentence. And I would not use capitals just to be on the safe side. Maybe it's okay, but I can't guarantee and I can't confirm it's okay. But I know that it is perfectly okay to use just normal letter underscore, not underscore, lowercase letters. I think it's better to just be safer and not put the caps on. But tomorrow, heading a paragraph is my weak point. Get confused. Oh, paragraph heading, paper-based. Oh yeah, I think paper-based, I have seen both. I've seen capital letters and smaller letters. Is it your tendency to write in capital letters, maybe, Maria? Does it, okay, all right. So Kashmir, Ben, your question is that paragraph headings are difficult for you. Is that right? Paragraph. Oh, okay, great. All right. Better to be safe than sure. Safe and sure. Better to be safe than sorry, we say. So maybe just do the capital letters for the beginning of the sentence, just as you would normally. Okay, so paragraph headings. It's a shame because we did that last week, paragraph matching headings. Yeah, I guess the thing about paragraphs and headings is that you always need to look at the first sentence of the paragraph. This gives you the idea of what the paragraph is about. So you read the first sentence, then find other words in the paragraph which are related to that same topic in the first sentence, if this makes sense. Paragraph which are related to that same topic. Okay, so in other words, what I'm trying to say is the more words you find about the same topic, this usually means we can find a heading that summarizes that topic. So what that means is, like, let's say, for example, your might use this, see if we can find something here. Just want to find a paragraph, don't we? Okay, let's take this paragraph, for example. Okay, so say this was a paragraph that you were looking at. You would read the first sentence, and you might find something about inflammation and stress. Oh no, sorry, no, that's not going to work because I'm the one that broke this into pieces. No, that might not work. Okay, forget that. Forget what I was trying to do there. What I want you to do is, so when you're looking at a paragraph, the first sentence is important, which is called the topic sentence. The topic sentence gives the idea of what the whole paragraph is about. But what we saw last week was something quite interesting. One of our headings that we were given, it didn't. Okay, let me write this up. One of the headings we looked at last week's didn't match the main idea in one of the paragraphs. It matched a smaller idea in the paragraph, but there were no other suitable headings. Oh, my spelling is terrible. Sorry, ladies. So what happened last week when we were looking at paragraph and headings, we found that one paragraph had two ideas. And the first idea, which was the main idea, there was no heading that matched it, right? So then we looked at the other half of the paragraph and we found that there was a heading that matched that part. So sometimes the headings don't match the main idea in the paragraph, but they are the only choice we have. Does that make sense? It's a little bit tricky to explain that. It's a little bit tricky. Just generally speaking, a paragraph has one central idea, and you would expect that in the IELTS test with the matching heading and paragraph, you would get a heading that matched that paragraph because of its main idea. But what we saw last week was that we had to choose a heading that didn't really summarize the paragraph, but there were no other choices. So yeah, it was a little bit odd. Are there any other questions? Any questions? I can do. If you are going to come next week, Kashmir and Ben, I think we're doing it Wednesday. If you think that would be useful for you, I'm happy to do it again, because I noticed that we have different students coming, and then they do the test and maybe they don't come back to the online lesson. So I can definitely arrange to do it next week again. Yeah, if you promise to come back. Okay. How about you, Maria? I've seen you before. When is your test? Oh, Maria, good luck. Good luck. Good luck, Maria. Whereabouts? Here, Future Ed, of course. Yeah. In Henderson or the city? Oh, good luck, Maria. I hope it goes well. I'm sure you'll be fine. What score do you need? Oh, okay, Kashmir, 17th of April. Still got a bit of time. So Maria, okay, how was it? Good? Okay. And so Maria, what score are you hoping to get? Quite high? Oh, you must be very good, Maria. Well done. Are you planning to, what's your profession? If I can ask. Really? Really? Okay. All right. So how come you need such a high score? Oh, okay. All right. Best of luck, Maria. Maybe I won't see you next week then, huh? Okay. All right. Well, all the best for tomorrow. I won't see you. I'm going to be working at Massey University tomorrow. All right. Good luck. Good luck. And okay, so Kashmir Ben, I will see you next Wednesday, my darling. And Navpreet, what about you? Navpreet, are you still there? I think Navpreet may have gone. Okay. All right. Well, you ladies have a great weekend. And there are things online you can be looking as well just to get more practice. So you just need to type into your Google box paragraph matching or paragraph heading matching, and then you'll get some examples and some not lessons, but you'll get some questions and answers at the same time. So there's always lots to practice with on the internet. Yeah, okay, happy weekend. All right, bye girls, take care. See you, bye-bye.